Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Look, today I decided to give you a treat, and that treat is some Twitter cringe. Not just Twitter cringe. We're also going to go into my Instagram DMs and have a look at some of the cringe I get on my Instagram DMs. Oh boy, you're going to be entertained. So, shall we get started? Let's get started. Now, my Twitter feed is a weird combination of both like porn people from all over the world, and which tends to be extremely, not extremely, but for the majority, it tends to be very left leaning and very like social justice warrior-y. And then it's also a combination of like the red pill kind of space and like meme culture and like my friends who are like super masculine guys. So it's like the complete polar opposite. So I get these two worlds like clashing together all the time. It's actually quite hilarious for me to sit back and observe. But let's get started because there's a few little screenshots here to share with you. What a great start. Chloe. I've worked with Chloe. She's fucking brilliant to work with. She's super, super sexy. But this is not necessarily cringe, but this is just really insightful for dudes to see. Because you get, like, I said this before when I was interviewing, a couple of girls on my show earlier last week, end of last week, and porn girls can be super honest. Like that's the thing; they can be a lot more honest than the average chick can be in regards to like sex and what turns them on, and you get a bit of what we would call like red pill truth out of them. Because they don't have to hide it. They don't have to hide, their like sexual nature and their sexual desire stuff. This one's really good. Squirtle Turtle. It's a brilliant name. Welcome to the stream, sir. Or madam, which I can't really tell from your name if you are a man or a woman. But Squirtle could indicate that you're a woman. Who knows? We'll leave that one as a mystery for now. But welcome. And thanks for jumping in the chat. Chloe, I low-key hate when I can fuck a guy harder than he fucks me. Bro, I'm bored. I talk about this in my new my upcoming free guide, as a matter of fact. It'll be out very shortly. The 5 mistakes most men make in the bedroom. And one of them is treating her like a princess. And that's kind of what Chloe's alluding to here. When she's being the, and well, another one of them is being letting her lead the sex. She's alluding to being the aggressor here, right? And it's this just you've been lied to. You've been lied to. These girls are not delicate flowers. They like to be, they like to see a man, be aggressive in the bedroom. Take control, take the lead. But no, wait. No, don't worry. There's more. There's more glory where this came from. We got another one here. Let's keep going. We're just gonna keep doing this until I run out of screenshots to share with you, basically. Let's make sure I get the right one lined up. We got a lot. We got a lot to get through. Here's another beautiful piece of truth. I'm glad he doesn't have hose. But why doesn't he have hose? Am I fighting for a spot that no one else wants? Ho! Boom! Can anyone tell me why this makes sense in the chat? This is a concept called pre-selection, people. And it's especially important. Squirtle, you're a guy. All right, 17-year-old, good on you. Well, welcome. Welcome to the stream. Still a fantastic name. I'll say that right now. James Schultz, how you doing? this is like such a beautiful, crystal clear example of like why pre-selection is really good and why pre-selection works in attracting women. Why do women want to have sex with a guy who women want to fuck a guy that other women are already fucking? Why? Because it proves that he's worth fucking in the first place. It proves that he's like they've outsourced all like the thought. They've outsourced the thought process in determining whether or not this guy is a like a high value guy, whether or not this guy is like has good seed potential, right? So if other girls are competing for him, they want him. And she has beautifully articulated this point in this tweet. Let's move along. There is plenty more when that came from. Let's take a dive really quickly into my DMs tonight, the kind of DMs I get on my Instagram. Here we go. Got this beauty. Yesterday I was on set, took this photo on set, put it on my Instagram story. This was one of the first replies I got. Oh boy. I mean, I'm already demonetized. I've already sworn on this stream, so I might as well read it out. I want to die with your dick in my ass. Charming. Absolutely charming. I mean, I'm flattered. No is the answer, but I'm flattered nonetheless. That would be quite a disturbing thing for the fucker, the fucker, person doing the fucking, to have someone to have your wangs in their booty hole and then they just die. That would be quite disturbing. I think. I don't think anyone wants to experience that. Perfectly honest. Funny how they say this. Where we get Squirtle Turtle. Funny how they say this, yet they make an excuse about how guys have countless sex with women. Well, go look at the judge. Funny how they say this, yet they make an excuse about how guys can have countless sex. Mate, never expect. Look, don't. Here's a thing. You got to think of all this kind of stuff as like a shit test, right? It's like, it's just emotion. Like when they're saying stuff like this, it's just them, like vomiting, like emotion. Don't ever expect. You should, like, here's a mistake that a lot of guys make. They expect women to act like men. Like they expect men to think and rationalize like guys. Never expect them to do that, because you're going to be disappointed every time. Joshua, welcome back, my friend. You've just joined. You've joined right in time. I hope you've. Look, I'm going to take your comment off the screen. Read this tweet, this Instagram DM I get, Joshua, and welcome to my world. Yep, I get. Look, most of the time, my gay fans are pretty respectful, but occasionally one of these bad boys slips in, and boy, oh boy, are they hilarious. We got more. We got some more where that came from. Let's just close down that one, and we'll give you another glorious example. No, wrong one. I'm going to stop that one. What am I looking for? I'm looking for 6532. Alrighty. I've got a lot of tabs here. So here we go. Boom. This one came in yesterday as well. Would you look at that? I'm not going to read the first line. So I don't know. I can't remember what he was replying to. I think what did I put up? I think I put up a photo from set. I think of just me and a chick. What was it? No, this guy messaged. That's right. This guy messaged me. This first message, where he's called me a bleeping bastard. He sent me this after I had done my interview with Siri a couple of days ago, and the day or two before I did the interview with Siri, me and Siri actually worked together for Perth City, for Maestro Claudio. And that's kind of what he's referencing in the second part of this message. You haven't helped anyone but yourself. You're a predator. Okay, I'm a predator. Okay, I'm literally the one being paid to show up. I don't know how I'm a predator. A criminal, a word I won't say on air, like Claudio, and he's scared of me like you are. They all are. I am clearly shaking in my boots as I read this. Yes, you're very intimidating. You're a very intimidating anonymous person on the internet. I'm just giving you guys like that. We get this kind of stuff all the time. Like I've had a couple of like this is probably like the actually girls get this a lot more than the dudes do. This is actually, I mean, I could probably only count on one hand the number of times I've gotten kind of like threatening kind of messages like this. But you tend to get dudes who are like pretty devout religious guys, either Christians or Muslims, who will send stuff like this occasionally and just like drop a ton of hate. Where are we at here? I don't understand. Squirtle Turtle. I don't understand why guys want male women. Well, a lot of guys like to get domed by women. No, you're right and you're wrong. But we'll keep going. And more guys are stay-at-home dads. I don't know if there's more and more of them are stay-at-home dads. I think a lot of dudes are just getting divorced. That absolutely is the case. A lot of people just break up, and more often than not, the wife gets custody of the kids more than anything else. Welcome, John. Welcome. Look, these are like this is what I deal with on a daily basis. Like, I mean, I don't have to deal with this. I don't actually have. This is all in the message request section. I don't actually have to look at this stuff, but I just get such a kick out of it. It's brilliant. I've got one more beautiful one here from my DMs, which is a 6543. Let's jump into this one, which is an example. This is actually more typical of the kind of messages I get, and you can't even see it. I'm going to zoom in. That's basically he sent that like every day for like forever. It's just next to the word hi, because eventually I will respond. Of course. John, these are my DMs. These ones are actually my DMs. So these aren't their competition. Although this is basically exactly the same thing that the porn chicks get. So as it turns out, gay men are just as creative as straight men when it comes to simping and sliding in your DMs. Basically, let's move on to this. John, I'm glad you're in the chat right now. You're going to absolutely stay in the chat, John. You're going to absolutely love this next series of messages I'm bringing up. Here we go. So this, hope you can read that. I'm going to put it on full screen just so you can make sure you can definitely read it. This is a young lady I've worked with. She is in the industry. She got out and back, like she didn't really shoot much. I don't think she shot during the COVID breakdown, no, the COVID lockdown, whatever. But take a look at this beauty. Who's vegan and wants to date me? Post selfies and maybe I'll like yours. Let's look. Scroll down. How many? Oh no, did I not? I didn't capture the number of likes and retweets and stuff. But oh boy, yeah, you stick around. John. This is great. Duffy, can women be simps? Well, I'm going to say technically no, because the word simp as far as I'm aware, the word simp stands for sucker, idolizing, mediocre pussy. So I guess maybe lesbians can be simps. But actually, look, if forget the acronym, yes, they can, because you'll see this all the time. You'll see, I think this happens a lot in the UK. You get like these like good-looking African dudes sliding into like the emails or messages of like old, like 50, 60-year-old white chicks and coming over and like marrying them and then like running off with their money. This has happened multiple times. I've seen this multiple times in the UK and in Australia too. So I wouldn't be surprised if it happens in America as well. So yeah, women can simp, but it's not the global pandemic that it is for dudes right now. So in the chat, let me know what do you think her fans did when she posted this message? What do you think they did? Let's see. All right. Let's see. Let's have a look. What a surprise. Was anyone really surprised about this? It just keeps. This is the gift. This thread is the gift that keeps on giving. Here we go. Well, my pick here is probably the worst I have of me, so it only gets better from here. Plus, we've known each other online for years and make each other laugh. I would love to date you. Not vegan, but I'm willing to be. This man is willing to give up meat. This man is willing to give up steak just to get a bit of pussy. What? Don't give up steak for anything. Good Lord. What is wrong with you? Now, I'm going to go back to your original comment, John. Correct. Now you're correct, John. This is your competition, gentlemen. This is your competition. Let's keep going. There's some more gold here. Boom. Boom. Let's see. Hello. Hello, handsome. Well, look, this guy plays the drums. I mean, looks like a good catch to me. I don't know what Lexi thinks about him, but you know. Oh, and the same guy, he's coming on his own, hands down, one of the coolest people on the internet. You are killing it on YouTube as well. She actually is killing. After I read this comment, I was like, wait, she has a YouTube channel? Like 400,000 subscribers, John. Can you believe that? You do not want to look at the YouTube channel. It'll just make you angry. So yeah, there we go. I really want to date you. Can you guys, have I zoomed in enough on this? Yes, you can read it. You can read it as I'm scrolling down, right? Let me know if you can't, because I hope as I'm scrolling, you can see it. I really want to date you, and I love you. Know you more personally, and you are my dream girl for the rest of my life. Oh my God. But I can't because I live far from you. Oh, you poor bastard. You poor bastard. There's some more. Oh no, I cut him off. Let's go to the next one. 38. God, there is a lot of replies to this message. And I caught this thread just as it started too. This thread is probably even longer now after 24 hours. Look at this good looking guy right here. He wants to slide up in her DMs. Notice, however, let's switch back really quickly to her original message. 3-5. There we go. Notice how she said, post selfies and maybe I'll like yours. Have you seen any of these pictures being liked yet? Because I haven't. Well, please don't choke to death, John, because then I don't have anyone else to laugh at this with. It's just fucking gold. Look, as much as I cringe when I see this stuff, it gives me a good chuckle every time I see it. And this is the beautiful thing, gentlemen. Once you know the game, once you know not to do this stuff and why you should not do this kind of stuff, it becomes entertainment. It's just pure entertainment from this point onwards. Now, what did we get up to? We did this man. We did this. Let's go back to this one. 6538. Here we go. Oh, I'm enjoying this. Are you guys enjoying this? If you're enjoying this, drop some ones. Drop a 1 in the chat. Let me know if you're enjoying this. Because if you're enjoying this, I will keep scouring my Twitter feed for more glorious content like this. So let's keep on scrolling down. Just some compliments. This is a good one. And note the lack of the like from Lexi. Probably not your type. The guy's already shut himself down. Like, what? And look, judging by this man's lack of scraggly facial hair, just relative to all of her other fans, I'm gonna say, Tyler, that you're probably not her type. If her fan base is anything to go on, the kind of, and I fair play, I actually do know what her ex looked like, so you're not hairy enough. Sorry, Tyler. But there we go. You're absolutely right, Squirtle Turtle. He says she's his dream girl when he's never even met her. Mate, that is the life of these guys. Like, this is Abu American tweeted something out today. If you aren't aware of who Abu American is, you should definitely make yourself aware of who he is. So he said something like, oh, yeah. So what's her name? Mia Khalifa, who is always ending up in the fucking news. Mia Khalifa, like 6 months ago, she complained about, like, I was taken advantage of by getting into porn. And then, lo and behold, last week she made an OnlyFans account. Not so impressive now, is it? And friggin' Abu American said something like, oh, why are all these dudes like signing up for OnlyFans when you can see her hoo-ha? He likes to call them hoo-has. When you can see her hoo-ha for free on Pornhub. And I dropped in the comments, it's because they see her as their dream girl, their fantasy girl, and they will do anything to get a chance to slide in her DMs, to get a chance to chat with their fantasy, their dream girl. They pedestalize these girls so much that they would literally crawl across broken glass with their fly unzipped to worship at their feet. Unfortunately, oh boy, let's keep on going. Thank you, Duffy. It is a nice background. We're on the moon today, but well, with these tweets, we're in the gutter, quite frankly. But here we go. Gaijin Tonic, exactly. What the fuck is this? You might need a bit of context. You might have to rewind about 5 minutes. You might get a bit more context. Otherwise, this is just gonna look really, really scary and desperate. I don't, Squirtle Turtle. I do not. I've not had the privilege yet of banging aliens on the moon. I did, however, shoot a scene where I was in a spaceship at one point. What is next? We're just going to move along to. Have I scrolled down this one yet? There's another one. All right, we've got at least one more here. Where are we at? 6539. Boom, baby. There we go. Look at this handsome gentleman. What do you think, guys? This guy doesn't even look like he's old enough to have sex. This guy does not look like he's hit puberty yet. I'm gonna be honest. Sorry if you're offended, Mr. Haggy. But yeah, you do not look old enough to have consensual relations for the purpose of reproduction. Not vegan. Well, look, at least one guy has had the balls to say that he's not a vegan. Well done, Jake. Well done. Let's what do we got coming up here? Another. How young are her fans? This guy is younger than the last guy. What the hell? What is this? Bull Rush, yes, I do. I do have my own YouTube channel, and you are on it right now. Welcome, sir. Thank you for joining in the chat and dropping in some comments. I appreciate it. Well, obviously, Joshua, of course she's toying with these guys. It is surprising. See, this is the beautiful thing. Like I said before, it's surprisingly plain to see to guys like you and me who know what's up. Okay? And that's why it's so important to learn this shit, to learn what's up, to understand that, you know, there's a game being played. But most of these guys don't. What does this have to do with being vegan? So she asked if she was like taking boyfriend applications, and being a vegan was one of the requirements. And a couple of them were willing to give up red meat, which is the stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard. I've got a couple more. This is good. We got a couple more. We did. Is it the end of this video? Yep, we got a couple more here. Let's do it, gentlemen. Let's do it. Where are we at? Boom. Now, this gentleman, like, you can't even see this guy's face. Not only is his avatar face basically faceless because he's wearing a hat, glasses, and a mask, like some fucking ninja or something. He's also managed to basically completely conceal his head in a giant hat in this photo. Classy move. Maybe he's trying to be mysterious. Maybe, I think he's like, but maybe not, because he's also followed up with a second, equally mysterious. What the fuck is that on his face? It's like he's wearing a niqab on his face to completely conceal himself. Well done, sir. You played yourself. And we got one final contestant on tonight's episode of The Bachelor. Jesus Christ! Someone should absolutely do a version of The Bachelor with this kind of stuff. Well, this guy just DM'd her straight up, and I like John's approach. Is, oh my God, it's being vegetarian. Okay, no, it's not, John. No, you've got to fucking give up those eggs. Wait, is that? Yeah, give up the eggs, John. Don't you understand? Her vagina only accepts vegan dick. Weren't you listening? Good Lord. Some men. Jeremy, that's a very good question. What is going on here? for everyone who has joined slightly late, Luxa there, welcome. Glad you caught me live on my very erratic non-schedule for streaming at the moment. I don't understand this comment, but I like it already. Condoms wrapped in soy. Sounds fair enough. For those of you who are missing a bit of context, I will go back what this is all about. Let's go back to the Inception tweet just to make sure you know what we're all talking about here. It would be this one. This is what we're talking about. One of my co-stars basically put out boyfriend a post for a boyfriend request. So this is the young lady here. This is Lexi, who's vegan and wants to date me. Post selfies and maybe I'll like yours. Guys, this is what is known as a trap. Did anyone catch it? None of her followers did. It's a fucking trap. We got into the last one. 6541. Here we go. Let's keep scrolling down. And our last contestant, Sachin. And to be perfectly honest, at least this guy's actually dressed up pretty damn well. At least he's not hiding his fucking face like the last guy. Two photos, and neither of them showed your goddamn face. You're just a pile of clothes. Like, you know what she's thinking? She's thinking, oh man, if only I could find a vegan who looks like Marks and Spencer's clothes rack. If only I could find a vegan who looks like a mannequin from Nordstrom Rack. Man, that's what she needs in her life. Oh my God. These men. Look, I'm gonna go back. For fuck's sake, Sachin. Exactly right. What are you doing, Sachin? You think, Matt? Do you think he just put a suit on for that pic? Maybe. I feel he strikes me as the kind of guy who, like studies engineering or like law and would have a suit around on a regular and would like have a selfie in a suit, ready to go for like a job interview or something. He strikes me as that kind of guy. Well, you'd like and Emerson, right, when you go vegan? Oh, probably. Go here. Paul Rush. Kind of hypocritical wanting a vegan boyfriend. She eats meat every day. Oh boy. Yep. Well, not right now. She's kind of not really shooting right now. So currently she is on a meat break. So there is no, there's not that hypocritical. Paul Rush, you know. I mean, basically, if you're swallowing semen, you're basically not a vegan. Yeah, I don't know how you can call yourself a vegan if you swallow semen. Obviously, all of this is for attention. If she really cared, she would at least like to post that. She doesn't give a shit. What are you talking about? Of course she doesn't care. It's like, and or none of them are vegan enough for her, Squirtle Turtle. Do you ever think of that? Huh? Stop being so damn judgmental. Fucking, I can't keep a straight face with this shit. What else have I missed out here? Let's go about how bad vegan bodybuilder. Mate, you should see her last boyfriend wasn't a 10. I'll tell you that right now. And look, I don't want to come across as the guy who's like shitting on all the porn chicks' boyfriends. I actually made a comment with the couple of girls I interviewed recently for my segment Tales from a Hot Girl. If you haven't watched it yet, you should check it out. I mentioned that a lot of the girls who have boyfriends, when the boyfriend is not in the industry, when he's not a porn star himself, when he's just a civilian, as we would say, a lot of these boyfriends look like they belong at San Diego Comic-Con. And when you say that, you kind of get an image in your head of what I'm talking about, right? Like scruffy beard, like scrawny, pasty white dude, like looks like a nerd, right? Super, super, super common, like very common. And like I'm not look, hey, I used to look like that. Fair play. And now I'm here, and I don't look like that, motherfuckers. I've scrubbed up better. But I when she meets a Chad, she won't ask a single damn thing about him being a vegan. Yeah, well, actually, you'd be right. But the thing is, like, there was a thing. I can't remember if I mentioned this yesterday. What I think is happening with a lot of these porn chicks, right, is that they're getting, because with hypergamy, right, you get like they want like you want your alpha fucks and your beta bucks, right? And if they can get it in the same guy, great. But they very often women can't get that same like alpha fucks and beta bucks out of the same dude, right? So with porn chicks, what they often get is they get like the alpha dick on set, and then they get like the nurturing, caring provider guy is the boyfriend at home. So that's how they reconcile. They get both. Well, thank you. That is a fantastic compliment. In the comments sections on one of our videos last week, someone referred to me as like I'm like the big brother of the internet, the big brother you never had. I'll take that title. I'll teach you some shit. Probably cucks. No, because they're not getting laid at all. I think technically to be a cuck, you have to have at least put your dick in the woman who is then cucking you. I think that would make it a fair definition. So no, they're not even cucks. They're just vegan wannabes. Yeah, I think we've already covered this. Like, so that if a guy looks like a twig, does that mean it's vegan to suck his dick? I'd say no. I'd say you're not a vegan if you're. Well, you're definitely not a vegan if you're swallowing semen. What other things have I missed out on here? Have I missed any ones? I want to make sure I get your chats, guys, because I absolutely love the comments you guys drop in my chat. It is fun for the whole family. What have you said? Went vegan for almost a year. Honestly, I feel sad for guys who pretend that they are vegan for pussy. Well, don't give up meat, guys. What's wrong with you? Just don't give up meat. Here's something I will say though about American meat for all my American followers, and that's so grass-fed, grass-raised beef is incredibly good for you. And it's incredibly good for you because the nutrient content of the fat is incredibly good for you. When cows actually eat grass, there's certain compounds that end up in the fat, which is incredibly good for your brain, incredibly good for your heart. Okay. Problem is, in America, most beef is fattened up in feedlots, and they're fed corn, and corn is not grass, and corn is not grass is their natural diet. Grass is rudiment animals. I think that's what they're called, like sheep, goats, cows, horses. I think too. They're meant to eat grass, and when you feed them corn, they get fat, and obviously they grow really big, and then the fat gets bigger, and so they can sell the animal for more at sale, right? Very common. We do that in Australia as well, but here in America they pump them full of corn and hormones and stuff. So the fat the quality of the fat goes way down, and it's basically you don't really want to be eating the fat off of a corn-fed steak, corn-fed cow rather. But if it's a grass-fed cow, and very often that tends to mean an organic grass-fed pasture-raised cow here in America, that's fantastic. However, the a way to get around that is to eat lamb. And it's interesting that there's not, like in Australia, UK, New Zealand, lamb is everywhere. We have lots of sheep. So we eat lamb quite frequently. It was one of the weirdest things when I came to America. I noticed that there's no one eats lamb here. And I'm like, why in the hell does no one eat lamb? And here's the reason why. So back in I think it was World War II, the US government subsidized corn production somewhere around that time. They massively subsidized corn production. So that's why you now have so if there's excess corn produced, the government just bought it and then did something with it. And what they ended up doing with it was they made a thing. They basically put their science on it and scientists onto it, and they created a thing called high fructose corn syrup, which is now even cheaper than sugar because of all these government subsidies. And so high fructose corn syrup ends up in goddamn near everything on the shelves in American supermarkets. So this sort of incentive cycle fed itself, and because you ended up with all this excess corn still. You could turn it into feed, and you could feed pigs, and you could feed cows with it. The problem is you can't feed sheep with it. Sheep don't really eat other stuff. Sheep only really like to eat grass. So that's why America doesn't really produce any lamb. It's because you can't put them on feedlots and pump them full of corn and fatten them up. So if you go, and even here in LA, and I go through the supermarkets in LA and I look for lamb, the lamb section is like this tiny, tiny sliver in between. There's one row in between all the beef and all the pork. You get this one little row of lamb. You can find it if you look hard enough. But it all comes from Australia or New Zealand. They import it all. There is some, you can find some locally sourced stuff, but all the stuff you're going to get in from Australia and New Zealand is great quality anyway. And they're all raised on grass, and the fat is really good for you. So don't be a vegan for a start. And eat more goddamn lamb because it's really good for you. Now, where are we at? What have I missed? I've missed a bunch of comments because I went on a rant. Here we go. Atlas Shrugging. Great name. What's the appeal to dating a girl who's getting smashed on camera if you don't get to smash her at home? They do get smashed. They do smash at home, but it's probably not as kinky as what they do on set. And what's the appeal? The appeal is that they just want pussy. That's the appeal of pussy. Simple as that. The appeal is a pretty girl. The appeal is a beautiful girl. And they are perfectly okay with sharing that beautiful girl. That is That's literally it. Not most. Here's the difference. There's a difference between like grass. You can they. So it's about with cows. It's about like the lifestyle. Turns out I know a hell of a lot about like farming and cows and shit. I'm from like the countryside. My uncle has a beef farm and stuff. So that's why I know some of the stuff. So cows, like you want to feed them, you raise them on grass. Pretty much all cows like raised like as calves they get milked and then they wean off the milk onto grass. And then when they get to a certain size, they start getting them into feedlots. The key with cows is to finish them on grass. So most of the time, even if they're like say 90% of their life they're on grass, before they go to auction and get sold, the farmer will typically take them to what's called a feedlot and fatten them up with whatever they can get into them to add weight, so they can sell them for more. So when you're looking for good quality beef, you want to look for something that is pasture raised and grass fed and grass finished. That's the key. That's the key word there. Grass finished. Because if they're grass finished, it means they ate grass up until the point up until the day they were up until the day they were killed and butchered. And that means the quality of the fat is going to be a lot better. Let's keep going down here. Bull rush. How has the advent of sites like OnlyFans affected porn girls' egos? I mean, to be honest, so OnlyFans has been around. OnlyFans was basically created as I got into the industry, so I've kind of been with it since its inception. So I don't really have a perspective on it before OnlyFans. One thing the only thing I've really seen is that it's sort of made like girls who are making plenty of money off their OnlyFans don't really need to go to mainstream set, what we would call a mainstream porn set anymore. So they can jack their rate up really high, and they might only shoot like once a month or so for companies, and they spend most of their time shooting for themselves. Yeah. So I really can't make too much of an observation because it's been around for me the entire time I've been here. I'm Australian. Me too, mate. It's really good. UK meat's pretty damn good, man. I fucked with UK meat. I quite like UK meat. Australian and New Zealand lamb is hands down the best in the world. You cannot beat that. Like, no, man, nothing. I tell you what, you want to live. You want to really live. Get a butterfly. Get a lamb leg. Get the butcher to butterfly it so it splits in half like that, and it's a beautiful like piece of meat, like it folds out like that, like my hand is. Rosemary, thyme, salt, pepper, a bit of garlic. Bung that. Wrap it in aluminium foil. Aluminium foil, not aluminum. Fucking idiots. Wrap it in aluminium foil. Bung it in the oven. Delicious. And you eat it hot straight out of the oven, fat dripping off. It's just incredible. Absolutely incredible. That is correct, Henny. More sheep than people in New Zealand. And that's why we call you guys sheep fuckers. Yeah, that's the thing. Always try to get meat from local farmers. Those bastards get paid fuck all. You're absolutely right. Here's the thing. I can't really find in LA at least. I can't find a butcher in like Australia, England, like everywhere you go, like you can find like, especially if you're in like a smaller town or a smaller city or even suburbs, you can find the local butcher, and that's all they do. They just butcher meat. You can get whatever cut you like. You can get bones if you want to get bones. You get bone marrow. You can get your own sausages made. It is awesome, but you can't. I've yet to see that in big cities in America, probably because they're big cities. So that's what I really miss is like the local butcher shop. They're amazing. It is a bit expensive. I'll give you that. But like, it's just worth it, man. Like lamb chops, lamb shanks, like they just fill you right up. Especially if you can find the cuts that have got a lot of fat on them. The fat's good, so don't be afraid of lamb fat. It's really good for you, and it'll fill you up too. My opinions on dick pills, Duffy. You can develop a resistance to them, so don't use them too much. That's something that happens in our industry. You can develop, like, your body can develop, like, basically an immunity to Viagra or Cialis or whatever you're taking. So if you're using it like all the goddamn time, eventually it just won't work. You'll have to take like a greater dosage to get the same effect, and then eventually they just don't do anything. So you have to you can wean off them by taking a break from them, but like, if you don't need them, don't use them, in my opinion. Like, until you're like pushing, I don't know, 35 plus. Like once you get a little bit older, if you're like, the key is to like look after your cardiovascular system. If you look after your cardiovascular system, you don't need them. It's just about blood flow and circulation. You know? For the average guy, it's better for you to, like, you're going to see, like, if you're having problems and you need dick pills, work on your cardiovascular health, because it's going to fix that problem, and you're going to get all these other benefits with it. So don't be a lazy cunt and do some sprints. We'll get here. This is what I just talked about. Yeah, heard all the grass-fed cows finish on corn before they get a slaughterhouse. So the key is to go. You have to look for grass finished. Like I just said, I like how this stream is gone from talking about like Twitter cringy stuff and like simps to talking about lamb meat and butchers. I quite like where this stream has gone. Thank you for indulging me, Charlotte. Need more kangaroo meat. Kangaroo meat actually ain't that good, man. I've had kangaroo meat. It's very so-so. It's so-so. And kangaroo meat is actually very hard to cook. It oxidizes really fast. So basically, when they butcher it, they got to like wrap it. They got to like seal it in like, and you know when you get like things that are like plastic wrapped, and they actually inject CO2 into the air around the meat before they seal it to stop it from like oxidizing. So when you get kangaroo, when you unwrap it out of packaging, you kind of have to like cook it pretty much straight away. It oxidizes stupidly quick, and it can be quite tough. So it's hard to cook with. It's not super easy. Like typically we use it for dog food back in Australia. Like all the dog food is made out of kangaroo. It can be decent. It can be decent in sausages, but like, yeah, as a barbecue meat, I've seen kangaroo kebabs before. That were all right. You got to barbecue them up. Yeah, just buy Wagyu. Well, all you can do is buy Wagyu all day, all night. I'm going to finish up on these last three questions, and then we'll call it a night, everybody. I have to get up bright and early again tomorrow. Does dick size matter, and should I use a dick pill to grow the size of my dick? Dick pills do not grow the size of your dick. That is a scam. Do not fall for it. For a start, the only way you can grow the length and the girth of your penis. I know, because I have done it myself. I did it before I did it as I was getting into the industry. I was less than 6 inches in length. I was like 5.9 inches in length. I am now 7 inches in length, and I always forget my girth measurement. I'm thinking I'm like 6.5 ish girth wise, and I was like 6 in girth, I think. Now I have to look up that number, but it is doable, and the way you do it is there's exercises you can do. It's just like a muscle, like training. It's slightly different from like training a bicep, but it is a muscle that can be trained and lengthened and stretched. Pills do not do a goddamn thing. Every one of these ads on Pornhub that is like showing you some animated GIF and like, take this pill, that secret African herb, doesn't fucking work. Do not waste your money. All you're doing is pissing it down the drain, and you're making some internet marketer, some very skilled internet marketer, a lot of fucking money. That is a load of bullshit. Does size matter? Well, yeah. Like, it's, if I'm being frank, and there's been studies done on this, where like basically smaller, thinner dicks don't really hit like the spots in the vagina that lead to an orgasm. So there is a sweet spot. There is a sweet spot for girth and length, which tends to be the most pleasing to women. What else we go to? Australia Butchers are your local boss. Calls all the kids champ. Absolutely right. They do call all the kids champ. Yeah, they're fucking fantastic. I love my local butchers. They're salt of the earth, man. They're like, say what you will. I mean, look, they're not gonna own a yacht anytime soon. I'll tell you that. But they're just great guys to hang around. They're blokey blokes. You know, butchers are great. My dad was a butcher's apprentice when he was younger, and you can tell. Became a blokey bloke. Do females send marriage proposals through social media as well? No, I have not had any. That's a good question. Yeah, because all the girls get marriage proposals through their DMs. I have not had anyone ask me to marry them in my DMs, sadly. I don't know why. Am I not marriageable material, ladies? Where are we? If only there was a book that answered how to Christian. If only, Atlas shrugging. I wonder what that book might be. It's in the description below. It's on my Gumroad. Check it out. I didn't spend 8 months writing it for you to not read it. It's there to be used, gentlemen. So, no, and it doesn't just answer that question either. In the book, I teach you how to get longer, stronger, lasting erections. I teach you how to orgasm more easily. If you're a guy that has trouble with that, I teach you how to delay your orgasm. If you're a guy who has trouble with that, I teach you a way to have multiple orgasms as a guy. I teach you a few different ways to push girls' buttons that you might not know. What have we got in there? Off the top of my head, there's a ton of information in this book. All right. So if any of those things are of interest to you, then I highly suggest you scroll down in the description and check it out. Where are we up to? Butchers on Bloke should be next film title. I'm a young lad, 17. What's your opinion on college versus military versus technical skills versus trades? Depends where you're, like how intelligent you are. Where do you live? What country do you live in, Joshua? Let's get to my next question. Look, college, I would 100% say do not fucking go to college. Is the first thing I'll say. I have a college degree. Me and a lot of my friends all have college degrees, and guess what? None of us are using them. We're all making 6 figures plus, but none of us are using our college degrees for those 6 figures plus incomes. The only degrees that are worthwhile going to college for are the ones that literally require it. So that would be a doctor, a lawyer, an engineer. That would be. Oops, I've got out of focus. There we go. Doctor, lawyer, engineer are about the only professions I can think of where a college degree would be basically necessary. And even then, well, let's a caveat to that. Engineer, I'm referring to like a structural engineer, not a computer, like programming engineer. That is a skill you can teach yourself, and you can learn. You should be learning through going out in the real world and trying it. So it is far better. Like if you want to make big money, learn technical skills. Learn high value skills. Learn skills that are hard to replicate. Learn skills that take a long time to accumulate and to develop knowledge around, or skill sets that are in high demand that very few people have. Then you are valuable to people. Another skill that is always valuable is sales. Sales is a fantastic skill for any young man to develop and learn. So if you don't know what you want to learn sales, because that will never be a bad investment. Like if you don't know what you want to do, start off and just learn some sales. And a great way to do that is to get yourself a really shitty job in like a call center, or being one of those people who harasses people on the street to sign up for like charities. You will get rejected constantly. And that's a good thing, because you will learn to deal with rejection as a man. Not only will that make you a great a better salesman, it'll also make you better with women. So that's a great thing. If you don't know what you want to do, learn sales. Sales, internet marketing, copywriting, all these skills are really, really applicable no matter what. Then if you can combine that with another skill set, you are now, congratulations, you're on a fast track to making like 6-7 figures a year easily. Like, you know, when you get into like your mid-20s and 30s and stuff. So finding skills that are valuable to people. And what's the opposite of a valuable skill? Can anyone guess? Gender studies degree would be a good guess. That's a fucking useless skill. Don't do something stupid like that. Don't go get a gender studies degree or some stupid shit. Bull rush. Call center broads are slutty fuck. I didn't know that. Well, I guess that would kind of make sense. Like, I can imagine that's like a super high testosterone work environment. So they're probably just feeding off all the testosterone in the room. They're like, God damn, like, give me some of that dick, you know? That's probably what's going through their head. What else? We're doing more questions down here. I get more stuff from dudes. Yeah. If you don't mind saying, do you get more OnlyFans business from women or men? Oh, my fan base is like 99%. In terms of like paying fans, well, for my OnlyFans, it's like 99% gay men, gay bisexual men. Yeah, basically. There's a few girls in there, but it's like women don't spend money on porn. They don't. They really don't. Yeah, Atlas shrugging. That's exactly right. Any degree that ends in studies is fucking useless. It creates this perpetual circle of uselessness because the people who get that degree, the only job they can get is then going back into the university system to teach that useless degree. And then thus the circle of uselessness is continued. In terms of skills, I didn't finish answering this question. Those are sort of technical skills I was talking about, like sales, and then like some kind of high value skill set, be it cryptocurrency, trading, banking, computer, like IT engineer, computer engineering, like anything that you can learn, and you can learn it through like practical application and just trying it. You can learn it as you progress with the skill set. You don't need a degree to do it. And once you have experience doing it, then you're a hireable person. But in terms of trades, plumbing, plumbers, electricians, these are all really good suggestions. Things that are hard to automate in terms of trades have a bit more longevity to them. Like truck drivers are going to be out of a job very soon. They're going to be automated away by like self-driving trucks and stuff. But it's hard. It's actually hard for, at the moment at least, it's kind of hard for like robots to do more like fiddly hands-on stuff en masse. Obviously not like surgical robots, but there's less surgical robots than there are plumbers. You know what I mean? Like skills that require like getting in nitty-gritty places and being nimble with your hands, like electricians and plumbers and things like that, tend to be a bit harder for robots to replicate en masse, or at least produce a robot that can do it en masse enough to replace the plumbers. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Well, that'll do it. I still haven't eaten that goddamn thing today, so it's 11 o'clock at night, and it's time for me to have some dinner, and then probably go to sleep. So, thank you all for tuning in. Once again, this episode was a lot longer than I thought it would be. So I hope you enjoyed yourself. We've learned a lot about what we learned about. We've learned about Twitter cringe. We've learned about thirst traps on Twitter, the creepy shit I get in my DMs. We've learned about lamb and why lamb is one of the best meats you can possibly eat. How butchers are amazing, and we've also given some fantastic advice on what career path to take. Oh, I didn't even touch on. I didn't even touch on the military stuff. So that's why I asked what country you're from. You're absolutely right, Bullrush. Robots are shit at troubleshooting. I didn't touch on the military stuff. Look, let's be honest. If you're from the USA, look, I love American patriotism. Don't get me wrong, and I have the utmost respect for veterans, and everyone I know who is a veteran, who is in the military, who is a Navy SEAL, they're all complete badasses, and you do learn discipline. So, that said, those are all the pluses to going in the military. The bad side is that America is on the fucking is on its last legs. America is dying. The Western world is dying, and you have to think long and hard. Do you want to be the person sent to go fight a war that you didn't like, that has nothing to do with defending American soil? It is more about propagating politicians' pockets and just utter garbage. Like, your life isn't worth it, right? Like, this machine isn't worth dying for. Be more selfish is what I would say, honest to God. Like, and look, you can take that advice with whatever, like with a grain of salt. Maybe your moral compass is in a different direction. Your values are in a different direction. You believe in America. You want to defend it to its last legs. Okay, fine. Then maybe the military is a good place for you. And look, having said that, maybe the military is a good place to learn a trade as well. Military will definitely get you in shape. It'll teach you discipline, and you can probably learn a trade while you're there. But like I said, it's on its last legs. And look, Bull Rush has just concurred with me. So, there's a guy's a veteran right there. Yeah. People could die for me. At least I'm Caliph appointed by God. Well, there you go. So that's my 2 cents on that. All right. We've cracked an hour. Time for me to get some food. Have a fantastic night, everyone. And don't forget, let's turn this music down again. Hit that like button. Smash it, smash it, smash it before you sign off. If you're not subscribed, subscribe and hit the notification bell so these videos actually show up in your feed. If you happen to be watching on Twitch, don't forget to give me a follow as well. And I will see you next time. All right.